Good morning, everybody. It's Dr. Rick Wallace weighing in. I just want to stop by briefly to provide a few words of encouragement. Maybe you're going through something right now. There's somebody out there that is striving to reach a particular goal. Someone out there who has their vision in view. Someone out there that's fighting to break through something that they're going through. There are storms that are consistently going to be coming as a part of your journey. One of the best lesson that my great grandfather, who was my adoptive father, my heart, my love, my model of manhood, taught me consistently as a young teen and a young man growing up, different life lessons. And though he was an uneducated man, having to leave school in the second grade, he was full of knowledge and wisdom and had the ability to communicate it with precision. And he told me to sit down. I was 17 years old. I never will forget this. He told me to sit down. He said, "Son, what I'm about to share with you is going to be extremely important in how you view life and whether you're going to be successful, whether you're going to make an impact. I believe in you. I believe that you can be anything that you want to believe. I believe that the sky's the limit," he says, "but something you need to understand." He said, "You're going to find yourself in this journey in one of either three places. You're either going to be going into a storm, in a storm, or coming out of a storm." He said the problem with most people is they misinterpret the storm. So they see their lives as one long journey of suffering. He says, but the storm has purpose. He says, when you first go into a storm, you're going to initially have a desire to find somebody to point the finger at. Don't waste your time doing that, because 90% of the time it's you. He said your number one responsibility when you find yourself in the storm is to make sure that you come out of the storm a better man than when you went in. He says if you make up in your mind to interpret the storm as a transitional force that's going to make you better, to make you stronger, to make you wiser, to increase your endurance, you won't have to pursue greatness. It'll overtake you. And I've lived my life by that. And so I'm going to share this with you. No matter where you're at, no matter what you're going through, you're built for this moment. Your design is indicative of the necessary forces and power and strength to pull you through. Your purpose demands that you make it through. No matter what situations, no matter how hard it is, no matter if you've lost a loved one, you've buried your soulmate, you've gone through difficulties, you've lost your job, your business is struggling, your finances are in disarray, you don't know how the next bill is going to get paid. I don't care where you are right now, you're built for it. You've got to learn how to allow the storm to mold you, to shape you. It's a part of the process. And see, we like to focus on the promise of our design. We like to focus on the promise of our existence. We like to focus on those promises that our faith and our religion teaches us belongs to us. But see, process always precedes promise. There's always a process. Process is the preparatory measure and dynamic that prepares you and positions you to be able to receive the promise in a way that elevates and empowers you instead of destroying you. See, a lot of us don't understand that if we really and truly had all of the things that we desire at the exact moment we desire them, we would be destroyed by the very things we desire because we're not yet prepared. We don't have the wisdom. We don't have the strategy. We don't have the discipline. We don't have the endurance. We don't have the expansive compassion to operate in the vastness of what we are expecting and seeking. And while we are associating this storm with struggle. The storm is actually a preparatory process that's preparing us to receive the things we want. But the problem is most people quit in the middle of the process. They turn back to seek comfort. They turn back to find a place where it's not as challenging, it's not as hard, it's not as difficult. All I have to do is sit here and do what I'm told, and I can get my bills paid. But I'm never fulfilled. All I have to do is sit here and do what everybody else is doing, and I won't have to worry and struggle about this or that. But there's no fulfillment in it, and there's an emptiness in it, and a part of you every day is being diminished and dying. You've got to embrace the struggle. You've got to embrace the storm. You've got to be willing to move through the storm with a sense of purpose. The storm is a part of the process, and the process always precedes the promise. You cannot attain the promise without there first being an endurance of the process. It simply does not happen, but you're built for it. You're built for this process. It's intense. It's often painful. It takes things from you, and it's hard. A lot of times you're looking at people that you thought would have your back, and they don't. A lot of times you're looking up and people are whispering in the corners about you. You often look up and some people are secretly hoping for your demise. You look up and it seems that you're alone, but the wonderful thing about destiny, the wonderful thing about knowing who you are in God, that you were created to be, is that you don't need anybody to validate you. You don't have to seek the approbation, approval, or permission from anybody to be great. Just step out and be what you were meant to be every day, waking up, working on your craft, working on being better than you were the day before as a human being, as a person. If you're a man, as a woman, whatever it is, desiring to do something different and better, you will find yourself being shaped by your storms. What other people are laughing at and hoping will destroy you is actually making you better. Know within yourself who you are, and there's absolutely no force outside of yourself that can stop you. I love you guys. As I always say, I'm on down E. I'm going to get everything that this world has for me, everything that my destiny demands, everything that I am responsible for having and using to make the world around me better, to impact the world, to infect those that come in contact me with passion, with purpose, with vision, with desire. I'm going to do it, and I encourage you to live your life elevated. Live your life with a focus. Stop allowing the storm to get you. Delay does not mean denial. Stop allowing those things that are in front of you to convince you that there's not an other side or the other side of the struggle, that there's not an outlet from the storm, that you're not going to go. But the thing you should focus on, like my grandfather told me, son, just make sure you come out of the storm a better man than you went in. The rest will take care of itself. That's my word for you today. Let the storm shape you. Go in, put in work. Don't sit back. Don't wallow. Don't whine. Don't complain. That negative energy you produce with complaining and whining and pointing fingers and who didn't do this and who doing this to me and who did that to me and this is why I can't. You're talking yourself, nobody else. You're talking yourself out of your destiny, out of your vision, out of your dream. You can do it, but you're going to have to be willing to endure the process. That's it. I love you guys. I'm out of here. Peace.